Warning everybody, this video contains a big spoiler, for the final challenge of Pizza Tower's scoutdigo No Promises Legacy. If you don't want to be spoiled and do it yourself, then make sure to click off this video. But if you've already been in it or are just curious what it is, then continue watching, please, I'm begging. Just joking. Hello everybody, my name is Pulled That Boy, and welcome back to Boy Reviews, the show about artistic opinions. And today, this is a special one. If you didn't know or didn't see my update video, I said that on this day, hopefully it is the 13th of December, that on this day, I would do a boy review of Pizza Tower scoutdigo No Promises. And guess what? Hopefully, this video is on the exact day that scoutdigo No Promises is what? The scoutdigo No Promises legacy page went up. That's right. It's been a year since the Game Banana page of Pizza Tower scoutdigo No Promises released. Now, it's been a wild ride for this mod, and I'm still gonna stick with it. It's been a bumpy ride, but now it's time to review the thing that started this roguelike off. Now, this mod actually has a story, even though the overhaul won't, and I don't really understand the story, so let me give you a stupid version of it. Basically, Peppino wakes up and decides to go to the tower because of a little nightmare he had. Then Pizza Face is like, "Yo, guess what? You never defeated me," and get takes away all of Peppino's abilities and leaves him bare bones, except a few stuff. So the stuff that's possible. Now, this was originally marketed as a roguelite, which means basically you get powerful stuff in the hub, and then once you get into a stage, you can get even more powerful stuff, which will be temporary. The stuff you get in the hub will be permanent stuff. But now this is marketed as a skill tree because, well, it's more of a skill tree than a roguelite. Now, how do you access this skill tree? Well, it's easy. Back at Peppino's Pizza, when you climb the ladder, which is next to Peppino's bed, even though he has a bedroom, there will be a big door that says, "Enter the study, your progress will be lost." And doesn't matter if that score gets lost, it's literally part of the game loop. Now, once you're in the study for the first time, you see that you'll have 1 point, but you also have an extra 500 points, also known as remnants. Now, this was actually added in an overhaul of Legacy. Yeah, kind of an overhaul is more like a balance patch after the game mod sadly got leaked, and they decided about the balance patch, and then people liked it and they worked on the overhaul. But that's let's talk about the story of the mod later. So there'll be one upgrade that you'll be able to unlock at the start called Home Sweet Home, which unlocks floor 1 and most of your abilities. Now, this doesn't include like a grab or a side ability like Kung Fu, Chainsaw, or the breakdance, but it's still giving you stuff that's possible with being levels. Now, about the levels themselves, as it is Scoutdigo mod, a lot of stuff is going to be different. But they did some changes to the levels. For example, John Gutter is darker, and Fun Farm has a more autumn look. And yes, they didn't change Fun Farm or Waste Yard's looks. They still have the scoutdigo looks. Now, you might see that the arenas are gone. And that's because the creator of the mod, the NJA, decided to go like, you know what? I hate arenas, so I'm gonna remove them. And that's actually kind of a good idea because I also don't like arenas. They're kind of a nightmare to get the P rank. But if you do press up on them, well, you'll just get one remnant because you got an achievement, and that's a very easy achievement to get. Now, talking about the achievements, also known as the chef tasks, they're all back from Scout to Go Community Edition. Oh yeah, this isn't really a scouting mod. This is more like a Scout to Go Community Edition mod, a sort of expansion to Scout to Go. Now, back to the study. There's like 200 something upgrades in total, I think. Or maybe less than 200. I think it was like 198 upgrades. But there's still a lot. And there's a grind up. Now, if you see my only two videos on No Promises Legacy, you might have seen that this is kind of a grind fest. And by a grind fest, I mean that the game is very much kind of grindy, especially at the start. But the slower you crawl, the less you progress, but the faster you crawl, the more you start to run. There's many upgrades, so I'll just go over a few of them. We got Mask 5, so you avoid jump scares and don't make sound, which was changed a little bit. Ooh. There's also Death Mode, the Death Mode upgrade, which is unlocks Death Mode. There are also upgrades for Floor 5, War. Well, yeah, I mean, it's only for the level War, which is makes spoiler alert makes the timer slower because the timer in 4.5 has been buffed. Now back to the grind fest. Now you might be like, oh, it can't be that bad. Well, it isn't that bad because you actually do stuff in levels to make it better. And by better, I mean your little score, the remnants you get after beating a level. Like, if you get the toppings, which you start only with the mushroom and the cheese, then you'll get an extra 0.10 times malt. Or the secrets also give you a little bit more times malt. Everything is your times malt, I think. But you don't want to play the same level twice on the same run. Because if you do, you get the dreaded minus 0.25 times malt, which removes your malt for repeating a level that you've already beaten. But also, you're gonna get a lot of D ranks at the start of a new save. Because unless you upgrade the points first, you're gonna get a lot of D ranks. So might as well start with that. I don't know. I just chose random upgrades when I did it. But it's still worth thinking about. But guess what? Pepino isn't the only character you can play as in No Promises. There's also Noise, Toys, Gustavo, and Brick. Olive from one of the brothers' own little game, original game, Fanatic Theater. And there's also I forgot. I literally forgot who was the other characters. Oh yeah, we also have Mario. I forgot about him. Now talk. You're not talking about the main game. Nobody wants that really. Well, if you want that, okay. But now I'm going to talk about the very spoiler that you should have known because this game was out for a few months. Well, mod. It's a mod. And that final challenge, its name is his domain. Now, one of the requirements you need for his domain is to get flopside. Basically, kill all of the floors. Once you go to flopside, try super jumping. Oh wait, you can't do that yet. You just can't. What do you have to do to fix that? Oh, I don't know. Just do a scavenger hunt on floor 3 featuring some of the characters of Fanatic Theater. Wow, second reference of Fanatic Theater. Wow, third reference. Now, what do you have to do? Well, you have to talk to a character that tells you where the next ticket is. I forgot how the other goes, but I know it starts with Crust Cove. Now, after you collect all the tickets, and you go into the room that's just unlocked by getting all of the tickets. If you have unlocked flop side, it'll tell you go to the northern light, and if not, it'll tell you become stronger. That's when you can super jump in flop side, go far beyond the tower into space, and that's where you see his domain. Which is what you've been seeing right now this whole entire time, by the way. And the build up. Oh, the build up. It's cool, man. It makes you go all the way from the top of the tower right back into floor 1, where you'll find different keys. These keys will represent each character that you've unlocked, which you can tell which character it is by the little keychain charm they're holding. Now, once you get into his domain, you start in John Garden. Why is there something that says 25 left? Well, if you get caught by this little pizza face, also known as the study face, you get you well, it's easy. You just get hit. But you can taunt him back using one of your parries. Well, it's also an auto parry. Now, you might be like, wow, Paul, this seems kinda hard and unfair. Is there any way I can get more out of parries? Yes. After you played his domain one time, in the study, there'll be a set of new upgrades that'll get you from 25 parries to a whopping 250, which will hopefully be enough. I've seen some people do the trick of lowering their speed once they're at his domain just to make it a little bit easier on themselves, which I did when I beat this level for the first time. But you see here in this footage, I'm going absolutely crazy, going bouncing off the walls, left and right, up and down. But that's everything. Except that you gain like 5 new upgrades. The first one being like 1 million remnants to get, and also includes stuff like a palette that wasn't implemented and being able to use debug. But aside from all of that, it's over. You beat No Promises. Congratulations. It probably felt cool for you, grinding so hard on this game. But it's now time for the score. And honestly, I just 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 game. 10 out of 10 mod. Yes, it's grindy, but oh, how it feels so good to unlock an upgrade you've been wanting for a while. Oh, how the dopamine rush hits. Looking at all of those points amp up into something bigger. This game, 10 points through the stars, through the study. I just, good luck. No promises, team. Good absolute luck trying to even finish the overhaul. Like, I know you guys are releasing a demo really early next year for like your overhaul. And I'll absolutely be making a video on that. But dude, you guys tried to cook and you ended up burning the kitchen. God darn this game, this mod. I could sit here all day and glaze no promises, man. Yes, it's grindy. I know it's grindy, but apart from all of that, it's interesting too. You know how we've been dying for nothing but less lapping mods. And guess what? If you're on their Discord on Pizza Tower, you can actually verify yourself to make mods of no promises. Yes, there's like one mod that's reached 1.0 for no promises. And guess what? It's absolutely good. I think it's the reason why I messed up before saying there were 200 or more upgrades. And the fact that you can get very overpowered at the end when you were sluggishly slow at the start. Oh, this is just good, man. 10 out of 10. See you guys next time. Paul That Boy is out for this episode of Boy Reviews.